In today's video, we're going to go over some creepy TikTok conspiracies. Let's get into it.
The following footage is from Tj Worthen. He posted this to YouTube around February 28th of 2023. He and a buddy were out hunting in Eloy, Arizona when they were looking through a high-powered scope and captured this unidentified creature. As he's from Utah, he's heard the stories of skinwalkers, so they automatically assumed that's what they captured, was a skinwalker on camera. But the question remains, what is this creature? If you look at its arms, they're extremely long, and based off the tree height, this thing is between 7 to 8 feet tall or more. But that question remains, what is it? There's also stories of a Vaghar monster in Arizona. Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think this could have been.
We're watching them.
Alright.
How do you track them?
There's 2 more black dots. Cody. Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy? What the frick?
What the fuck?
What was that?
He's walking creepy.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
I videoed it. What the frick?
I'm gonna go get my gun.
That was a skinwalker.
No. What?
At first I didn't even see what they were talking about, but then I actually seen it, and that did look like a very large person with one really long arm just moving along. But the footage kinda looked a little altered. I'm not 100% sure, it could just be due to the quality of this video because it is really blurry. But it does look a little altered to me. Let me know what you guys think about this video. You think that's an actual skinwalker? Do you think that's a Bigfoot? What do you think that was if you think it was real?
Piece of free advice. If you see a beautiful woman in the dark forest, don't follow her.
Hey, কারা এখানে? Hey. আচ্ছা, তারপর? এই মেয়ে দাঁড়াও। এই মেয়ে কি করে এখানে? এত রাতে? এই শ্মশান ঘাটে কি করো তুমি? কি অবস্থা? এই মেয়ে দাঁড়াও। আরে
Now I've slowed it down a little bit, but it looks like cameraman's friend was the first one to meet her and then realized that there's something wrong with this woman. But what I can't tell is, how did she get from there all the way up here like that? That's a little weird. Unless it looks like he turned around and went back to her. Maybe that's it. And she was just ducking behind a tree at the time. There she is. Yeah, he must have turned around. But I stand by what I said. If you're in the dark forest at night and you see a beautiful woman that appears to be luring you or leading you somewhere, just turn around and walk away.
I'm almost 100% certain that that video is a hoax, but that is good advice. If you see anybody in the woods while you're walking alone at night, you should probably avoid them, regardless of it being a woman or not. Be careful out there.
No matter how hard you try, you will never be able to visit this place. It is completely illegal for you to visit any of these places, but the last one, trust me, you don't want to. First of all, there is a secret room behind Mount Rushmore. I bet you didn't know that. Carved into the stone at the top of this mountain is just one of the weirdest things out there. The room is completely sealed off with a giant cinder block. There is no physical way you could ever get into it, and if you did, you would be doomed. Inside, apparently, is the literal first ever documents from America containing lots of secrets, so yeah. This is a Svalbard Global Seed Vault, which is pretty nuts as well. Basically containing millions and millions of seeds so that if the worst happens, we can basically replant crops all around the world. Snake Island in Brazil. If you're scared of snakes, don't go here. This place has thousands, potentially even hundreds of thousands of snakes, but not just individual snakes, thousands of breeds of snake. containing the most venomous snakes on the entire planet. If you go here, you are probably going to get bitten within the first 10 seconds. And I hate to break it to you, but there ain't a hospital nearby, so sayonara.
The one that really interested me the most out of all of these was the door behind Mount Rushmore, so I did look up if there was any information on what is behind that door. And according to Google, it's a 70-foot tunnel that contains 16 enamel panels telling the story of Mount Rushmore, and it's not opened up to the public. It makes me wonder, why did they leave it up in Mount Rushmore? Why did they not just take it to a museum or some kind of historical record-keeping place? Yeah, but the more you know. Hey, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. I only ask once per video, and I make a video like this almost every day. And to everyone that's subscribed and or watching, thank you so much for being subscribed, and thank you for watching.
This by far is the craziest Snapchat I have ever seen. So basically what happened is this family was driving on the highway when they passed a car and realized that there was something weird inside of that car. So they decided to slow down to let the car catch up to them. And this is what they captured on Snapchat. It literally looks like an alien driving a car. Now this could easily be a person with a mask on, right? But what if? Now think about it. What if it's a real alien playing it off that they're human, wearing a mask, because there's no way that everyday regular people would ever believe that ultimately it's an alien. Or it could just be a person with a mask. This is crazy. Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
What the fuck is that?
More than likely, it's someone going to some kind of makeup set or some kind of film set, possibly. But that definitely does look like an alien driving a vehicle.
You guys want to hear an alien story?
Please.
This happened in 1961. This man, Joe Simonton, a chicken farmer in Eagle River, Wisconsin. He was sitting in his kitchen. All of a sudden, 2 silver bowls float down into his yard. Not a sound. And he immediately ran outside. He said this hatch opened. There was a little man inside of it, about 5 foot tall. And he was holding a container and he was gesturing for like water.
Yeah.
And then he walked up to the man. He grabbed the container, filled it up, and noticed that they were cooking something. He said it looked like they were cooking like pancakes.
What?
And so he gestured like, can I have one? They gave it to him, and then the little man like almost like a thank you. And he said they closed the hatch and said it lifted up, went at a 45-degree angle, and then shot off and was gone over the horizon in 2 seconds.
What in the world?
This is the crazy thing. A university tested the pancake, and it was wheat that is only found in like Europe. And you think of like the UK with all the crop circles that are in like the wheat fields.
Yeah, that's where they started.
So he tried the little pancake, and he says it tasted like cardboard. If that's what they live on, no wonder they're so small.
That's a pretty crazy story. That's actually a really fun one too. It all makes sense now. That's why aliens are here. They just want cardboard tasting pancakes. Mystery solved.
So here's that thing on top of the Empire State Building, y'all, and the employees look as confused as we do. Now, the fact that this got put up at nighttime while everybody was sleeping is like beyond me. And this thing is called Vaghar. I don't know what this is, but I did a simple Google search to see what this is, and apparently it's called the Queen of All Dragons. It's the dragon who was ridden by Visenya Targaryen during Aegon's conquest. Although during this time she was the smallest of the trio that included Balerion and Meraxes, Vaghar was still large enough to swallow a horse whole, and her flames could melt armor. 100 years later, during the reign of Viserys, she is the largest of all known living dragons and the last remaining dragon of the days of Aegon's conquest. And here's a size comparison, y'all. This is what we're looking at the Empire State Building. So Balerion is something much bigger than Vaghar, y'all. So yeah, so this looks like a prop for a movie, but this makes no sense whatsoever, because why would they make a prop when they can just create it out of CGI like every other movie, y'all? Like Godzilla, King Kong, all those movies, they're literally CGI, but you're gonna plant this? Like, they're literally sending us a message, y'all. Again, we are in the year of the dragon, and then next year of the year of the snake. I keep telling y'all, Read the signs. The proof is in the pudding. They're putting these things out there for a reason, y'all. We're literally in a new age. We're entering a new age, a new shift. The shift is here. But let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. I make my videos strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only.
I'm not 100% certain. I did see while he had it searched up that at the bottom it said Game of Thrones. I think that that is an advertisement prop for the new season of House of Dragons. I've not seen any of the House of Dragons, and to be honest, a lot of my friends really get mad at me for this, but I've never actually watched Game of Thrones. I have so many people tell me that that is a show that I need to watch, especially because I really like Dungeons and Dragons. But as far as this video goes, I understand why they did not use CGI if it is for an advertisement. And to be honest, I think it's a really cool advertisement. I think that that's a really cool prop. Comparably, a life-size dragon wrapped around the Empire State Building, that's actually pretty cool looking. Let me know in the comments of what you think of this. Are you someone that enjoys Game of Thrones, House of Dragons? I always really enjoy hearing people talk about Game of Thrones. There's a big following to that show.
Is folklore real? Is there truth to it? What do you think about duendes, gnomes, elves? Could there be truth to these mythological stories? Well, take a look at the following footage. This was captured by a couple of villagers who were out creating a burn line. The cameraman swinging back and forth recording what they're doing when he unexpectedly captures something in the background that looks tiny, humanoid. Could this be a duende? Is this mythology coming to life in front of our eyes? Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
I don't think that this is a fake video, but I do not think that that is a duende personally. I think that that was either a small bird, depending on where they're at, it could have been a monkey. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that that was a duende, or do you know what it actually was? Leave a comment letting me know, because I do not think that it was a duende.
Have you heard what they're doing with the children, the students?
What do you mean?
They're implementing AI in every aspect of it. And all these little kids, they're wearing like this headband, like this plastic thing that has a light on it.
Okay.
And it tracks if they're paying attention or not.
Oh no.
What?
And if they're not, like a light goes off and the teacher is informed, and it goes as far as to send messages to the parents of your child paid attention this many hours today and didn't pay attention this many hours.
Oh, I don't like that.
And so it's like getting into like every aspect of AI. They're like tracking, they're like making them like robots.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's a sad childhood. Some parents will take that and be like, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, like every kid doesn't pay attention every now and then. But there's gonna be those real tough parents.
Oh no.
They're gonna be like, hey, what's going on with this? Why? And then you get in trouble all because you're a kid.
Yeah.
And you looked away for a little bit.
I
That's
didn't
ridiculous.
like when my parents were able to see my grades while I was like doing it.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where it was just like report card.
Yeah.
You just
You
in
forget
there.
it at school.
I was
Your
always-
parents gonna see it.
edited it.
That gives me a lot of mixed feelings. I get where they're coming from. They want to make sure the children are paying attention to what they're supposed to be learning. And like they said, there's going to be some parents out there that are going to be extremely strict on that because they want their kid to pay attention to the fullest. This is pretty crazy to me. I can't believe it's actually getting that serious in the schooling system. But hey, maybe there's more people out there that agree with it. I'm not necessarily one of them. Let me know in the comments if you are.
Have you heard about the scariest place on the entire Earth? If you go here, you ain't coming back. So this right here is Point Nemo, and you've probably heard about this place before, but not like this. Now you've probably seen videos before with this photo where it's like you wake up in the sea and then you suddenly see this flag. Now what's going on here? Well, that boat is literally travelling over Point Nemo. Now the reason it's so scary is because the closest land is 1,674 miles away, and that's Antarctica. So you're not going to be in much luck if you manage to get there. But 270 miles closer than any land is space. Yeah, So if you're at Point Nemo and your ship breaks down, yeah, you're gone, mate. You are then closer to the astronauts in space than you are any people on Earth, which is just insane. Now this is where it gets a bit scarier again. I mean, of course it does. First of all, Point Nemo is exactly where the famous bloop sound was heard, which is brilliant. This was a mysterious sound that was recorded under the water back in 1997 and still has scientists baffled to this day. It was an extremely loud sound with nothing nearby. No one knows what it is, but it's most likely an iceberg breaking off, but maybe not. But also, there is apparently a lost city which is located right at Point Nemo, so what's going on there, mate? But yeah, I ain't going to be visiting there anytime soon. If you see that flag, you're absolutely doomed, so just, I guess, climb to space.
I'm not gonna lie, he intrigued me when he said that there was supposedly a lost city at Point Nemo. I looked it up on Google and apparently that's false. There is stories created by H.P. Lovecraft where he based a lost city about 200 and some miles away from Point Nemo, but there's actually no actual lost city at Point Nemo, so that's unfortunate. I actually thought that there might have been some kind of evidence of some kind of civilization of the past, maybe not like Atlantis, but something. But nonetheless, it's not a place you would want to get stuck at, that's for sure.
These holes on Mars might become the future habitat for astronauts. That hole is located near a volcano called Argia Mons, which is over 3 times the diameter of even Earth's largest active volcano. The hole is only a few meters across, or like 10 feet for those of you playing the American game. But it could lead to a more promising future design. Mars has a few of these pit craters, and while some appear to be vertical shafts, meaning they just drop down and essentially go nowhere, hopefully some of them open up into a cavernous space like what we see on Earth. Between dust storms and temperature swings, and radiation exposure 40 times greater than on Earth, this could hold a method to protect them. The holes were probably formed by volcanic activity, but when the lava stopped flowing and the volcanoes grew extinct, the channels emptied, leaving behind multiple pits and possibly underground tubes. We actually have Lovecraftian tubes like that on Earth and the moon. Look at that. This one has a floor. The Martian pits are a mystery right now. We don't know exactly how they formed, what made them, lava, water, or where they lead, if anywhere. But if they do lead to caves or tubes like these, they will likely become the preferred landing site for manned missions to Mars.
That was really cool information to know. I did not know that there was actually confirmed tunnels or volcanoes on Mars like that, to where they believe that there's actual systems underneath them that we'd be able to habitat in. To be honest, the first thing that comes to mind is, well, that's where the aliens are right there. Obviously, they just live within Mars. But this was pretty cool information to me. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's necessarily true. We all know that we don't necessarily know if space is real, so I never fully go for the belief in space, but I always want to believe in space, so I kind of have the higher hopes that space is real. And information like that really excites me, because there is a possible future of something going on Mars, or something
beginning of time, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
I really like Tucker Carlson. He's got a lot to say about aliens, demons, angels, and things like that. One thing, though, that really bothers me about him is he will not share everything because he claims that people just cannot handle it. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that. That makes me believe that he's just like a psyop / entertainer. He's just someone that's meant to keep you engaged on TV, someone that's meant to keep you listening on a social platform. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is he could be lying and people are believing him. That's where I wonder if that's what's going on. Because if you know so much and if you know some actual evidence, why not share that with the world? People are going to have a hard time dealing with it, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to accept it or finally feel like they understand everything now. Or maybe he is doing the better good on keeping things a secret because maybe he is right. A lot of people probably cannot handle it. I just personally feel like that's a narrative that a lot of people use to keep themselves interesting because it's like they're shrouded in mystery. But I've always been a pretty big fan of him. It just seems like as of late, once he got this information that he can't share with the public, it seems to be more of an entertainer, actor / keep your eyes on me kind of person, kind of like Billy Carlson. Sorry, I went on a bit of a ramble there. Leave a comment down below on what you think of Tucker Carlson, what you think of this topic that they've talked about in this video, because it is an interesting topic. And I'll be curious to hear what you have to say about it. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I'm sorry it's a little on the short side today, but regardless, if you enjoyed any of these clips, links are in the description down below. And with that being said, have a good day.